Bhotani Borhatebe. Bungane. Timkhulu. Lemenhle zombini. Mafuza afulele njengelifu lemvula. Camagu. Genani. Please share the live, guys, and tap the screen. Kora-Xhosa. Hey, sanibona injani? Niyaphila. Koma ihlome madoda. Koma ihlome. Mageba. Molweni. Siyabingelela Mageba. Nkosi yami. Akube Xhosa. Akubele. Molweni. Sisaqala ngqa. Siyaqala ngqa, siyanqonqoza xa sisenza kanje. Siyanqonqoza, sicela ungena. Halala. Siyaqamda ke xa senza kanje. Away from USA. Xa ubuliza sithi away. Evening blue moon. Dumela. Madume. Siyanqonqoza ke xa senza kanje, siyanqonqoza, singena ngengoma. Singena ngomngxengxezo. Ithi mayihlome. Ukuhloma ke is to prepare for war. Makhosi. Yazi igama nguSandile wakwaThukani. Uzalwa nguKhunku. uKhunku ezalwa nguSigova. uSigova ezalwa nguGoqoza. uGoqoza ezalwa nguZinziso. Isizukuzuku sikaThukani emamfeneni. Komfene ezimabutho ahlukana xa kutshubela ilanga. Ohlathi ikhulu elingothiwa sele livutha lothiwa zimfene kuba imfene zibaninilo. Omfene mazabiwe, zabelwa abafokazi, ozaba, ontsilana, ondlazana. Kuthiwa zizanzanza ezanzonza kwavela umntu, izandlalanca. Kuthiwa ke ngomalilelwa ziintombi zithi mfondini khawundizeke. Kuthiwa mfondini khawundizeke. This man behind me, it's I will show you I'll show you the book where you can get these pictures. It's Xhosa, Gunukhwebe, all those different groups. Mayihlome madoda. Welcome my people. Today I'm playing Zulu music, more like Abambo music. Well, it's all the same, man. Nowadays they are considered Zulu, so we know most these identities are shifting over time. We're not removing anything from them. Let's continue and hear what these old ladies are telling us with this song. Zonke. Oh wow, yokunjani. Ithi inyanga yami isezakheni. Izakheni ke indawo emfuleni kumadonga othukela. Kumadonga othukela ikhona indawo kuthiwa kusezakheni. Bathi inyanga yami isezakheni. Uyabuza omnye wawuyokwenzani ezakheni. This is how traditional songs are done ke. Kuba khona oqambayo esithi uyahlabelela abe nabalandeli, uyabona, abe nabalandeli. My people, welcome. My name is Sandile. Ndingumfene, ndinguhlathi, ndingulisa, ndingucanzi, ndingusanzazi ohlala ngomvelweni. I come from the same bloodline as Sobukwe, Robert Sobukwe. We come from the same bloodline. What I try to do is to at least address the parts of whatever this reality that we are in, the parts that have not been addressed or have been inappropriately or unfairly addressed, unjustly. History is being twisted right under our noses, but some of us are gonna do something about it, Some of us are gonna do something about it. So, my people, normally I have a script of what I need to achieve in a particular live. I think most people prefer that. But sometimes I'm too worked up, I'm too angry to even be able to have a script. There's a lot that's happening in South Africa right now. It does piss someone off, it does piss you off when you see what's happening. So at some point you just have to throw away the what? You have to throw away the bloody script and just go at it. So today, what I'm gonna do, if you guys have questions, I think you should ask right now. If you guys have questions you'd like for me to address, they don't have to be all topics you'd like for me to address, things you'd like for me to clarify. If I think I will do them justice, I'm going to do that. I'm going to clarify them. If I don't think I'll do them justice, I'll have to postpone. So if you guys have questions, you've got stuff you'd like for me to address, let's do it, Feel free. Before I start, someone is requesting to join. I don't even know who you are, so I don't think I'm gonna let you join. I don't think I'm gonna let you. If you need to join as a guest, request come through. Today I'm a bit more open to welcome you as a guest as well. Maybe in the meantime I can talk about Msuthu. A lot of Nguni speaking people are Msuthu. You find Msuthu amongst Abambo. I know some of the Dlaminis, they are called Msuthu. You find Msuthu amongst Abantungwa as well, who use Msuthu. I mean, Nanku Umageba. Msuthu. I'm here as well. I'm also called Msuthu. I come from the Msuthu bloodline. Banins, there's so many that are referred to as Msuthu. So someone may ask, what does it mean, Does it mean we come from Lesotho? It has nothing to do with Lesotho. It has absolutely nothing to do with Lesotho. Some may come from Lesotho, but even that is dumb because our nations pre-exist. They pre-exist all these political structures called Lesotho, called Eswatini. We were there before Eswatini. We were there before KwaZulu. We were there before Kora-Xhosa. We pre-exist, we predate these things. You understand? So even that now, when you say someone, oh, it's because you guys come from Lesotho, you've literally limited that person's bloodline to borders that are not actually real. So people calling themselves Msuthu have nothing to do with Lesotho. Lesotho is named after people who had already been called Msuthu. Do you understand? Now, what is Sotho? I saw a video by Kora-Xhosa addressing this thing. I'll tell you straight. When we talk about Sotho, it generally has to do with color, right? That is the most obvious explanation. The dark color. Nsundu, for example, is a cognate of that. But also, it's not just Nsundu. There's another cognate, Nzotho. Now, people who read books, in a book known as The History of Basotho, Modern and Ancient, a Swiss missionary writes, the people Basotho were given the name Basotho by the Swati people. They were given the name by the Swati people, Abashundu. Abashuntu. Now, Shuntu is supposed to mean, it's supposed to mean naked, because the Basotho don't dress. But it's not true, man. Because even the Swatis were naked as well. Yeah, do you understand? Like the Swatis themselves were naked. So now Sotho and Nsundu are definitely cognates, but there's other cognates like Nzoto. But if we take it far back to Kwingkia, in Kwingkia you have the word Nzu. We have the word Nzu, which means dark. It's actually the origin of the word Nsundu. It's Nsu, which in Sesotho exists as Nsu, Babantu, which also means dark. In isiXhosa, it's Nsu. I'm thinking in isiZulu it might be the same thing, but in isiXhosa it also exists as Tsu. Tsu. There's a much softer pronunciation. So we have Nsu, but we also have Tsu. Imnyama Tsu. Ingumtsuguru. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because if you go to Kwingkia, you find the exact same word Zu for something that's brown or dark brown. For Nsundu in Kwingkia, it's Tsu. Now in Kwingkia as well, for water, there's a word for water amongst many others. We know the other words like kowa, ama or ama, meaning water. But there's a word tu, double T-U. Double T-U, it is water. So tu, double T-U is dark water. Amanzi amnyama, or the black river or the dark river. Understand? This is basically similar to Sinqu for the Orange River. The Orange River, Sinqu, is actually called Sinqu. Nqu is Nsu. It's Nqu. It's Nsu. It's Nsu. Nqu is Nsu. It's dark. It's black. So the Orange River, the true name is Nqu in Khoemana. Nqu. That's why the Afrikaners call it Garib. It's not Garib, it's Garib. In Kwingkia, it's Geri, which is the same as the Xhosa name Igqili. Geri and Gqili also refer to the Orange River. It's Nqu, which means the black waters. The same thing as Usuthu. Suthu and Nqu mean the same thing. Amanzi amnyama, amanzi amdaka, amanzi ansundu, Suthu. So you see that river there, northern KZN towards the Swatini area, Usuthu River. It's actually a slogan amongst Amabutho. Hebe Usuthu, Hebe Usuthu, because it is in honor of the river. In fact, even Amabutho Swatini, I've heard them sing about this. Bona lusuthu ludvumile. The Suthu River has thundered. Yabo. So there is an element of this word Usuthu in reference to dark waters. Amanzi amdaka, amanzi amnyama. Yabo. We do name rivers based on the color of their waters from time to time. You can see this in the river name Sinqu or Nqu. It means the black water. The Kwemana name for the Vaal River is Khai Garib. Khai Garib. Khai means gray or yellowish. So Khai Garib is the gray river, the gray water. This is exactly why the Europeans call it Vaal, because it's gray, literally. Vaal is a color, is the color of the water. So Nqu Garib is the swart water or the swart rivier. And Khai Garib is the Vaal Rivier. There's another river, I forgot the Afrikaans name, but in Khoemana it's called Kaba. Kaba. Now Kaba means red. Kaba means red. In Sesotho it's Likhaba or Kaba. Kaba. It also means the red river. It may mean red because of the soil. My point is that rivers can be named based on their color or their appearance all their features. Like Uthukela is named because of how beautiful and how majestic it is. Ukuthukela is to be shocked because of or due to. Ukothuka. Umlambo owothusayo, umfula owothusayo, lithukela elo. Yabona. It is literally the biggest river in the whole province of KZN, Uthukela. So it is called Umlambo Uthukela. It's a very, very important river to people of KZN and people in the Eastern Cape as well. Because a lot of the groups that are in the Eastern Cape are people who lived along Uthukela. A lot of the groups that came to Eastern Cape from KZN used to live along Uthukela. So most of them, they always talk about Uthukela, Impafane, which is another river in the area. So even Impafane, if you look at the name, Impafu or Impofu, it's the yellow golden appearance. The yellow golden appearance could be the waters, it could be the people who lived there. Like Umchezi is in reference to the short, light-skinned people. Yeah, so Usuthu for me is very clear. It has to do with the color, a dark color. The dark waters, the dark people, it doesn't matter. Or the brown people, it doesn't matter. Also, the name Basotho was not necessarily used by everyone. There were a couple of groups that adopted the name from all the groups in Ntswana-Tsatsi. Now, Ntswana-Tsatsi is in the region of northeast Gauteng towards Mpumalanga. From northeast Gauteng, when you're going towards Mpumalanga. So it's on the eastern side of Gauteng, because the name Ntswana-Tsatsi should give you an idea. Ntswana-Tsatsi, where the sun is rising. In fact, it's the name, the name Inzalo Yelanga is a literal translation of Ntswana-Tsatsi. Khutswa is to rise, to come out. Litsatsi is the sun. Ukuzala ilanga, inzalo yelanga. Yeah, bo. So, that is Usuthu. Now, the groups that are called Msuthu, some are related, some are not. Like uDlamini, for example, Uzizi, Msuthu. The reason why uDlamini is called Msuthu, not all Dlamini Zizi are Msuthu. Ukhona specifically obizwa Msuthu because he had an ancestor called Msuthu, like literally a man who lived called Msuthu. Now you're going to say, no, the Dlaminis come from Basotho. No, there was a person named Msuthu. That's it. That's why they have the clan name Msuthu in their clan praises. Some people, because they came in the direction where the Sotho-Tswana people lived, some people came from that direction or lived amongst the areas where the Sotho-Tswana people lived. When they came over to the eastern side of the country, they were called Sotho. We are born like Tina Mamfene, apparently, because of that. But even Amamfene as a KZN, they are also called Msuthu. So it tells you that, no, man, this name was there much longer. This name has nothing to do with you lived with Basotho. It's always been there. And I think it has to do with the river Usuthu more than anything. I think it has to do with the river Usuthu. It's to do with the river Usuthu. I did ask you guys to send me questions. If you don't send me questions, then I will continue talking about my own things. I greet everyone and I welcome everyone. Thank you for talking about our rivers. Orange and Vaal rivers deposit our diamonds on banks. Yeah, those rivers are rivers extremely important. They're extremely important to us. Talking about diamonds, I just learned, that ancient kings used to always carry diamonds with them. It was a lucky stone, a stone of wealth. In fact, they believed that it was connected to the python known as Inamba or Uqoloma. That's the word they use. Python is Sebei. That is the scientific name. Namba or Uqoloma. It is said that they linked the diamond itself to the blood of the python. Now, if anything, you should know that snakes are a sign of wealth for us, indigenous people. Snakes, pythons, especially pythons, they are a symbol of wealth and money and material conquest. That's why when young princes were born, especially crown princes, the heirs, when they were born, there was a ceremony that was done, amongst the many ceremonies, by the way. Because when a child is born, many ceremonies are done. Firstly, to cleanse the mother. So one of the ceremonies that was done was a ceremony known as ukuphekelela, at least in isiXhosa. At least in isiXhosa. This ceremony was when the little prince was washed in the blood of the python, in the blood of a lion, in the blood of a leopard, and what is the fourth one? It's 4 animals or 4 beasts. Or sheep, yes. Python for wealth, lion for bravery, leopard for nobility, and the sheep for meekness. So a child will be washed with this blood over and over and over. This is basically a form of baptism. Now you will hear that emampondweni there's a person known as Hlamba ngobubende, the one who washes with blood. That is the context of such a name. That is the context of such a name. Hlamba ngobubende, amanzi ekhona, those who wash with blood. That means that's a crown prince. That means that's a crown prince. If someone washes with blood, that's a tradition, basically, of the heirs to the throne. Now, snakes are a symbol of wealth, indeed. They are a symbol of wealth. And here's the thing: the skin and the blood of a snake, like a python, would be used, even abantu abathwalisayo, they still use things like that. They will take the skin of a python and then they'll take something else and something else, and they'll mix it up. They'll mix it up to concoct isithwalo. Mageba othole andibaziyo mna ngondlangisa. Othole andibaziyo ngondlangisa oqaqane. Omali, are they also on Dlangisa? I've never heard of that. Abantu bakwaMali, I've never heard of that. Guys, you can't tell me you don't have questions. There's no way. Abantu bakwaQhinebe, I did touch on them previously. Oh, the man behind me, let me check. There's a I'm not sure which book I got his picture from. Maybe Sonko. I'll confirm for you. Abantu bakwaQhinebe, right now as we speak, ngamampondomise. They are part of the Mpondomise kingdom. But abantu bakwaQhinebe, I still say ngabathwa. Abathwa who must have used the eland impofu. The eland impofu as a totem. Now, impofu, remember, is one of the rain animals. Ne? So when we're doing a rain, like there's a drought and we want it to rain, who would kill a rain animal. But you can't kill it physically. It was killed etongweni. So itola or igogo, the rainmaker, omnis, would go into seclusion for days. Akapumi, they don't get out, they don't talk to anyone, they are there for days. They have to get out of the physical and go to etongweni. Etongweni. They must hunt there and kill a rain animal. How it works is that because we believe the animal is unclean, when you kill it, the earth must clean itself. The same thing with animals like intsikizi. If you know intsikizi, if you want it to rain, how people used to do it back in the day, they would take intsikizi, kill it, and then throw it in the ocean. Yeah, one. They would throw intsikizi in the ocean to trigger the ocean to cleanse itself by overflowing. For it to overflow, rain has to come. So all Khenebe, I believe they were involved in ceremonies like that. The name Khenebe means abantu bempofu. Khini, impofu. You can see it in names like Khinija for the river, for the Ilen River. Yeah, but so there's that. And then bathi bona ke bawela umkhomazi. Bathi bawela umkhomazi. Now umkhomazi is a river in KZN. Yeah, bon. There, it's a river in KZN, so that's what they're saying, that bawela umkhomazi. So they crossed the Mkomazi River, they came to Eastern Cape. But that must have been maybe long ago, because nobody knows who gave birth to these people. We just know what they've always been there. Yeah, bo. That's what we know. They've always been there. That is Okhinebe. Someone was asking me about Ungabai, that it's one of your great-grandfathers. Ungabani was a chief of the Gangwe people. I'll show you something now. I'll share my screen. I will share my screen. I'm just trying to remove the background now. So, uyabona apha ne, in areas like Utsolo, you have rivers like Inqu. You've got other rivers like Igubenqa, Cacadu, Nqanqarho, all these, no, Cacadu, Inqu, Igubenqa. You had a group of people known as Gangwe, or Amanqanqa. In the 1850s, the leader of Gangwe was a man called Ngabai. In the 1850s. Now, the Gangwe were part of Amampondomise, basically. When people talk about the Gangwe, they generally call them the Transkei Bushmen, but those things are European things. We don't have Transkei Bushmen. These are our people. But that's it. So the Gangwe were led by a man called Ngabai. That would have been your ancestor, the person who asked that question. That would have been your ancestor. What these people used to do now, they used to go and look for cattle. They went and looked for cattle. They would take the cattle and then they would trade it here with groups like Amampondomise and Amabhaca. When the Europeans arrived, they would go to the European farms, go to those farms and raid in those farms, get cattle from there. Take that cattle, drive it back to Amampondomise and Amabhaca, maybe Amahlubi as well. Ask the Amahlubi chiefs, the Amabhaca chiefs, and the Amampondomise chiefs to hide the cows. We call that the first form of cattle laundering, because the Europeans would not be able to trace their cows amongst the traditional Kaigomagu, the traditional cows. So this is what they used to do under your ancestor Ungabai. So that is one of your ancestors. Now, if you want to see physical picture of the people of Ungabai, perhaps I can show you from my notes. I think I have a picture. I have a picture here. So these are the people of Ungabai. These are the people of Ngabai. Actually, some people say Ngabayo, some people say Ngabai. It doesn't matter. I think Ngabai is the correct one. But these are the people of Ngabai. He was their chief. They are called Gangwe. Yes, you could consider them as Amampondomise. Some of them you could consider as Abatembu. Because there's no one, there's no one who's a standalone in our culture. We are all belonging to some group or the other, especially now when it involves protection from other groups. So these guys, they fought with Amajumba under Umgudlwa during the time of Umditshwa eMampondomiseni. Now, during the time of Umditshwa eMampondomiseni, you had Umgudlwa kubaThembu Amajumba. He fought with them in the wild, in the bushes. And these are dangerous people. You think these are small people. They will unalive you with those arrows, those poisoned arrows of theirs. So they fought. Now to get more protection, they ran over to Amampondomise, to Umditshwa. He gave them protection. These are their names. Okay? If you want to know their names, you have Luhayi, Mamkabela. This is Luhayi. This is Mamkabela. We don't know the person of this one, the name of this person. This is Umkhahlela. This is Umthabazi. And we don't know this person. To give you the meaning of the names, Luhayi means openness. Into Eluhayi, into Vulekileyo, something that's open, like a field that's open. Or an impossibility. You know, when you keep on trying to fight, but you it's useless. It's impossible. It's called luhai. It's a waste. Ukabela is to cut off something, especially with an axe. Umthabazi, it's something that's open. It's a tabalala, like a field, like land, flat land. No, this is umkhahlela, the one who falls down. And then this is umthabazi. Ukuthaba is to lie down, like lie flat. You would know there's a group of people known as Omsimang. Omsimang, Bati, Bangotabizolo. Ukuthaba is to lie flat. Izolo is dew. So, Ukutabizolo is like grass. That is, in the morning, if you look at grass, in the morning, it's full of dew. Umbete, amazolo. So, atabizolo. That is Omsimang. Abathwa as well. So, ngabathwa aba. And Omsimang are also abathwa. Let me check the comments. Everything is openness, must know at this point. Resejo T Mutle. Yes, everything is openness. Do you have a problem with that? Resejo, do you have a problem? It's openness. What are you going to do about it? You're going to do absolutely nothing. Everything is openness. And there's nothing you can do. That's the thing. So shut up. Don't waste your energy here. Shut up. Then someone is asking, Putin njani abaThembu odlomo ngoRham kodwa their ancestor is Bomoy Ceduma. Ekhun Oma language. Okay, I don't understand that question now. I don't understand. You see, the word you are putting there, that's Xhoma. That's not Ceduma. That's Xhoma. So in Botswana, when they write that bilabial click with T, that's Xhoma. It's like saying Xhoma, for example. Yabo. It's like saying Xhoma. Bomoyi Ceduma. Let me show you the name Bomoyi. But firstly, let me finish this. So these are the people of Ungabai. The person was asking, these are the people of Ungabai. Guys, if you're going to ask a question, I need you to be specific. Ne? You can't say, do you have any information about Kasela? Which Kasela? There are many Kaselas. Remember, these are just names. Ukona uKasela kumazotsho, omvemve, izilangwe. Ukona uKasela kumaXhosa. Into zikaDom noToyise baphuma kumaNtsusa. So which Kasela are you talking about? I can't just answer. I don't know what you're talking about. Obhanqo, amanywabe, amangqosini. They are the same people, those people. I repeat, obhanqo, amanywabe, amadosi, amanqosini, same people. Ugasela, umvemve, umntungwa, ngamazotsho, baphuma kwizilangwe. So their history is the history of amazotsho. Amazotsho, you have amachucha, you have amaqolo, you have amanzimakwe, you have odeyi, ondenzakalayo, oshwawu, you have ogasela, omvemve, osilangwe, you have amaqolo. I think maybe I already mentioned them. You have ombotho, you have amagqwarhu. It's many people. They are all amazotsho, those people. You have amangutyana, you have omlungwana, bonke ngamazotsho. So ogasela ngamazotsho straight. You'll find them amongst the mampondo, okay? That's fine, but it doesn't change that the fact that ngamazotsho. Uyabona? Ngamazotsho abo bantu. Now, I was explaining obhanqo, namanywabe, namanqosini. They are all Kora. When you're talking about amanywabe, you must remember who gatyeni abo. Nywabe, gatyeni, mamani. Nywabe, onqwabe. You are referring to the wildcat. Obhanqo, it's bhanqotse, chililip, onchilibe. Amanchilibe. And then you have Ngosini, which is Qausen Qais. They are all Kora. But baphuma qula, ngamajwa qula. I will help you just now. I will show you something. Let's go through this. I think it's important that we do that. These are some of the Kora clans. Ne? This is Kai Orana. Kai means big. Kai means big. In other languages like Kwingkia, this is gonna be Khadi or Kudu, like Kudu, Korana, big Korana, or the great Korana. You've got this clan. This is Tuchen, sorry. Gama Tuchen. Qais is just a word for clan. Is it Qhiba? Qais is Qhiba, a house, a clan. Iqhiba, remember now, is a house, it's a clan, gumnquba. It's just a symbol of a house or a clan. So, Tuchen is what? Idudwane, a scorpion. You've got Khaw is. Khaw is the same word that's used sometimes to refer to a hippo. Komvubu aba. These are the hippo people. You've got Ocho Kwa. Ocho means sharp cheek or narrow cheek. Ocho Kwa. These are the narrow cheek people. They were in Cape Town. You've got Abatis. If you know people known as Amampehle, this is their clan. They are Kora. Amampehle are Kora people. Abatis. This is my maternal grandmother. Oh, Mampehle, ucabashe, unkomo zibomvu, uyibeka wakulokani, udikana ulubisi. Ungongongo means thunder, ukubetha kwento, into ebethayo. Kuthiwa ngungongongo loo nto leyo. Like for example, your surname is Vuyisile Khangaza. Ukukhangaza is when a fire is flaming from a distance. Kuthiwa iyakhangaza umlilo. So ingongongo is a sound like the sound of a drum or the sound of a heart beating. Kuthiwa lingongongo elo. There's a song we used to sing when I was young. Iti sinamangongongo, sinamangongongo, gongongongongongongo. And so okay. I'm gonna take you guys through these clans. I see your questions, but let's focus now. This is the Tsaba case. Tsaba means red. Tsaba means red. It is in reference to cows. Inkomo ezibomvu, ezimtshezi. Yeah? Inkomo ezimtshezi. Tsaba case. Let's see what they say. Roy folk, the red people. It's the Dutch who wrote that. Emaxhoseni, these people are known as Otsabash, Inkomo ezibomvu. This is my grandmother, the one who gave birth to my mother. You've got the Qanqu is. Qanqu is. Now, Nqu means black. Remember, guys, I just explained to you. Nqu, like Sinqu, or Ntu, or Ntu. It's black. Qan, in this case, is slave. Qan, Qanqu. Black chin. Like a chin with what? With beard. Qanqu. Or Qanqu. Or Qanqu. These are the people with Kinswarte folk. Or the black chin people. Now, it becoming important now. Look at this. Wash place. Wash place. You know that in Eastern Cape, we've got people known as Amagwashu. Amagwashu. This is the same name as Amagwashu. Gwash place. Ichiba lamagwashu. This is literally gwashu. What is gwashu? Gwashu is clay. Or even pots that are made of clay. Khotoba titib. Khotoba gwacheseb. Qaitukhub qasab. Gwashu Abe. Siyakolisi comes from this clan, guys. Amagwashu. Siyakolisi comes from this clan. You can see the modern folk, the clay clan. Perhaps refer to a river. No, it refers to pottery. Modern folk, clay, igwashu. It's the pottery that is made from clay. Gwashu place. Siyakolisi, kumgwashu, ugqiya. Miriam Makeba, mamgwashu, umagqiya. Kuthiwa ngumvaba iketile, umnqayile inqindi. Songa ngubrodo. And then you've got Ngam Kamkwa. Ngam Kamkwa. I will explain what these things mean. Ngam, ukungamla, the end of something. Ngam, when it's raining and then it stops, you see, ngam, which means the end of something, the side of something. Even a cross, we see gumngamlezo. The cross, we call it umngamlezo. So that's ngam. Kam, kukamisa, the opening of something. Do you understand? Ngam kam, the side that is opening to something. Kwa is people. I've always told you, kwa is people. So ngam kam kwa, the side that is opening up to something, the people of the side. This is in reference to the shore of the sea. Ngamkam, because the shore is the kukungamleza komhlaba nolwandle, but kam is the opening of the sea. Basically, it's like the mouth of the river, like where the river is releasing its water to the sea, the river mouth or the shore. Ngamkam kwa, the same answer, the side or shore people. And then we've got the Kora-Xhosa. Kho is the Xhosa ingqowa. Kho is the Xhosa ingqowa. Isaka ngesizulu. Ngqowa xayis or ichiba lengqowa. That's Kora-Xhosa. As you can see, Sak folk, the pouch clan. So Kora-Xhosa simply means the people of the abantu bezingqowa. You find that some of these names, for example, this one, Ngamkamkwa, is because of where they lived. You see someone is saying, Tanzania, there's a place called Ngamkwana. Absolutely. You see, Ngamkwana is literally the same. Because that na at the end simply means people, like here, Korana. So Ngamkwana is also the same. It's people who will live alongside the bank of a river or next to a river mouth. Gwash is amagwashu. It's people who make pottery with clay. Qanqu is based on appearance. Appearance, black chins with beard. Qaba is red people. Qaba is or qabash, onkomos bomv. My mother's mother. Qocho is facial appearance. Facial appearance. So you can see these names are not just random names. They literally tell you about these people. Guys, I don't share my documents with people for a very good reason. This is very sensitive stuff. I'm sorry, I don't give away this information. I share it because I know it. I repeat, I share this information because I know it and I treat it with sensitivity. I don't tell you where I got it from because people steal it, regurgitate it, and desecrate this sacred knowledge. I used to give all my resources to people and they just spit on it. So I'd rather be the only one who knows these things. If you want to know, you can go to my YouTube channel. I explain these things. You write down. People normally buy these things from me. If you want books, if you want whatever, you can buy it directly from me. I sell, don't worry. Don't worry. But if you are willing to pay for it, you are willing to respect it. So I'm not going to give you the name of this document, but I can tell you it's a 6-page document and it's got information you've never seen before. But more than that information, what's important is the interpretation I'm giving you. Because the interpretation, you're not going to get it anywhere else. So, guys, someone is saying the link to Kwekwe is crazy. Yes, well, this language, this is Khoemana, so it's a sister language to Kwekwe. So they would be very similar, but also very similar to isiXhosa as well. Very similar to isiXhosa. So, Kho means a bag in isiXhosa. Ingqowa. We say ingqowa. Ngqowa. It's Kho, a pouch. Remember, it's a clan, people. Iqhiba, a tribe. So it's the people of the bag. Isaka. Saka lavuka. Sak folk. Remember, guys, I've already told you that these are the Xhosa people known as Amagwash. These are the Xhosa people. You see, if you go to Mdantsane in Qonce, my brother, Amahle, has already mentioned that this place, Kamkwana, is there in Qonce. It means people next to the river mouth, people next to the shore. I already told you this, this is my maternal grandmother's people, the red cow people. There's a reason why I'm taking you through this. Now, there's another group, Are Ma Kais. Are means left. Are means left. Ngele. Ma means to stand. Like ukuma, huma, piema. Kais is Iqhiba, the clan. So, Are Ma Kais is the left standing people. We have a lot of them who are Xhosa. There are some who are Msuthu, there are some who are Zulu, there are some who are colored. Well, they are considered, they are labeled as colored, but they are Karamakais. But a lot of them are Xhosa speaking. The Ngosini people come from this clan, from this house. These are known as the links. Those who have African surnames, they are called the links because Kare is left, and Afrikaans left is also links. So Karamakais, Ma Engele, Ma Ngele, those who stand on the left, the links, the left standing clan. You've got Sono Kais. Sono is something that is sharp, that you can write with. Pencil. They are called pencil clan. You got Kulu. Now about Kulu na Kais. The little Springboks clan. Now in isiZulu Sakdala, old Zulu, Kulu also means Springbok. Ulu also means Springbok. I've done a couple of videos explaining this. The reason why I made those videos is for this day, so that I don't have to explain it again. Ubu as well, yes. Ubu, Ulu, even Usu. Because remember, Ubu, Ulu, all of them, they just come from a word that means pattern like the waves. It's for the waves. So, Ubu or Makubu, Kasisudu. Kasisudu, they say Makubu. Kubu, Makubu, or Kure. It's the waves of the sea. So the Springbok, on the sides, on the flanks, it's got this white coat. Red and white coat. The white looks like the waves of the sea. So that's why the Springbok is called Kuru. Kuru. So Kure or Kure. So the Kuluna Kais are the Springboks people. Now in KZN, you know, there's a group of people known as Kulu, Abash. There's a bunch of people known as Xulu Xabasha. Someone was lying saying, the Xulu, they are coming from Tanzania. I'm like, nigga, these are Xulu. Xulu na Xabasha. These are Xabasha people. There's nothing like that in Tanzania. And then you've got the Kausin Kais. Now, this is my great-grandmother or great-great-grandmother from my father's side. Ngosini. Kausin. Now, Kau means to cut. Ukuqhawula. Kau, to cut. Which means to end something. Yayiqhawula. Ukuthi qhaw. Yayikhatha. Also, when someone is running and you're cutting in front of them, say uyamqhawulela or uyamqhawulela or uyamkhawulela. So qhaw. All of them just simply mean to cut. Now remember, in our languages we've got masculine, feminine endings. So you could have this word as qaus or qawyi or qawbi. So qawyi means last. Now remember, when we're young and something is last, we call it ingqibela qawyi. Yingqibela qoyi or amagqibela kanqoyi. That is the very last one. So that qoyi and qaus is the exact same thing. Qausini is the last one, the ones at the back. Qais is iqiba, the last folk, the last lying clan. Amagqibela nqoyi, abaseqoyini or abasenqosini. That's what Ngosini is. We have a lot of them in the Eastern Cape. Emampondweni, you find them in Pondoland, you find them in Xhosa land, you find them in Tembuland. In fact, there's a history about Amangosini. In the early 1700s, they challenged the Xhosa kingdom. In the time of Gcaleka, the king of Amangosini was Umjobi. Qawbib means heart. Sontliziyo. They challenged the Xhosa kingdom. It's written in a book that is written in German. The story of Umjobi, Qawbib, who went and challenged the Gcaleka. I think it was Phalo, actually. He challenged Phalo. Phalo could not defeat Umjobi. He challenged Gcaleka. Gcaleka went and called the people of Chezi, Amabomvana. He went and called the people of Chezi, Amabomvana, to come and help him. Amabomvana did not come and help Gcaleka. Sorry, I forgot to keep this thing on. They did not go and call the people. They did not come, Amabomvana, but the Bomvana, which we call Mamboqe or Hambona in Kwingkia, they went and gave umuti. They gave ubutu to the Gcaleka people, to the people of Phalo. They were like, use this muti. So they had to find a day when majority of the nation of Amangosini, at that time they were in the Nquba River, between Nquba and Nciba. Between the Nquba River and Nquba River, they used to hunt a lot. The Ngosini people were great hunters. They loved hunting like nobody's business. So on this one day, they were out on a great hunt known as Ipulo. Many of the men were out on a great hunt, and only few, including the old king, Umjobi, Qawbib. So the Xhosa people went there. They basically found the king with a few guys. They fought. They defeated the king. The king was unalived by the Gangqe people, by the way. The king was unalived by the Gangqe people. Remember now, I showed you a map. Let's go back to the map. Where's the map now? I don't think it's this one. Give me a minute. You see these guys. So the Ngosini were here. The Kausin Kais, they were here. We call this Qob Kama. In Nquba River, the Nquba, the fish river. And then this is Kais Kama. Yabo. This is Kainib, the great waters. Nqib and Khatinib, black waters and white waters. So these guys, the Gangqe, those were here in the Nqib. They were living along the banks of the Nquba River. They went with who? With the Gcaleka. Where? To the fish river to fight with the Kausin Kais. Who killed the Kausin king? It's not the Gcaleka. It's the Gangqe who were living on the caves here. They went and literally shot an arrow in the chest of Umjobi. Umjobi died because of an arrow that was shot by the Kwingkia speakers who lived in Nciba. Where are those Kwingkia speakers today? They are Xhosa today, all of them. The so-called Bushmen of Transkei, the ones who were here along the banks of the Nciba River. They literally went with the Gcaleka as allies, found Umjobi. Most of Umjobi's armies, in fact, Umjobi was not even here. Most of Umjobi's armies were in a forest known as Manyuba, in the Entane area. The forest known as Manyuba, they were hunting there. Umjobi was at home. So these guys, yes, the same as these guys who are closer today, just like Amangosin, they went with the Gcaleka, they found Umjobi, also called Kaubib. Kaubib means Usontliziyo, the one with the heart, basically the strong one, the strong-willed one. Like Moyo, basically, Moyo. They found Kaubib. The people, the Kwingkia speakers, they shot the arrow in the chest. They got him. Kaubib died. From Kaubib's descendants, we see another man in the 1800s called Nganga. Nganga was a Rihab, a shaman. He disappeared in a whirlpool here at the lowest ford of the Fish River, near the sea. He was a river shaman, a water shaman. He disappeared here in the time of Gcaleka. Nganga. Nganga means Batolio eagle. It means Batolio eagle. He disappeared here for a couple of days. He came back. He was a shaman. On the other hand, just above this river, you have a river known as Kwelech. Just above that, you have another river known as Ngcolo. Gcaleka also experienced the same thing. He drowned for a couple of days and then they did a ceremony. He came out. So both Gcaleka of the Gcaleka people, the Xhosa people, and Nganga of the Ngosini people, they were both Rihab, Amagqirha. They were both shamans. The crazy thing is that they still fought each other. They still engaged each other. But they had been defeated before, remember now, in the time of Umjobi. So those who did not accept defeat ran from this area and went to Upper Eastern Cape. They came here, where the Mpondo people are. To this day, you have the Ngosini people here. They came here. So you now had multiple groups of the Ngosini of Mpondo land, the Ngosini of Tembu land, and the Ngosini of Xhosa land. From the Ngosini of Xhosa land, they became extremely close with the Xhosa royal family. In the times of Nganga became basically a chief priest, a priest of the Gcaleka royal family. He became a priest. That means now, when the Xhosa people are having their first fruit ceremonies, known as Ulibo, in the time of Ukwindla, that is around March, when the Xhosa people are having first fruit ceremony, they give that to Nganga. They give it to Nganga. Nganga then passed away. When Nganga passed away, the one who followed Nganga was of a different clan known as Amanywabe or Gatyeni. Now the Xhosa people know that Gatyeni and Ngosini are related because they are both Kora. So the Gcaleka were like, okay, Nganga of the Ngosin place has passed on. We can give his mantle to a man called Bomela, son of Sotuku. They took Nganga's mantle, Nganga being a descendant of Umjobi directly. They took his blanket, they gave it to Bomela, son of Sotuku, of the Amanywabe clan. Bomela became the chief priest of the armies of Gcaleka, together with Nqito of the Amampondomise clan. These were the men who led the armies in times of war. These are the men who gave the blessing in the time of the first fruits. This is the story of Amagcaleka. From the side of Amagcharhabe, in the time of Ndlambe, there was another man called Nqele. He was the chief priest He's the one who blessed the fruit of the land during the first fruit ceremony in March, in what we call Ulibo, during Ukwindla. Now, Ulibo is what you will call Inwala in other nations. It's what you will call Ingube amongst Amabaka. It's what you will call Hushwama amongst Msuthu. First fruit ceremony. That is the Kausin people, Amangosini. Let's go back. So the word Kau is to cut off, to end something. Kausin, the people at the end. After Ngosini, you've got another group, the Gam people, the Gam Kais. The Gam Kais or Gamsa. These are the Gongalo, basically. Ongalo. I think maybe the armies of Galeka directly were led by Umpinga Lowo, but Uluchaba, his itola lakhe, let me put it that way. Itola kaluchaba was Bomela, was Ungqito, sorry. Was Ungqito. It's actually written here. Let me show you. Mjobi's heir was Ngangana. He also had two sons, Unganga and Ufulali, who belonged to a house designated Ikazi. This term is unusual, and its actual significance is somewhat obscure. It was probably a house of little account, as the name is evidently a term of contempt. The head of the house, Nganga, became a witch doctor, a priest. In connection with the initiatory rites for this profession, a pool in a river plays an important role. Isiziba. The novitiate enters a pool and disappears for many days, finally emerging a full-fledged doctor. The pool in which Nganga was initiated into the mysteries of his profession is called Kora-Xhosa. Kora-Xhosa. All right, I hear you, Mtakanqika, I hear you. Kora-Xhosa is the lowest ford in the Fish River. So it is in the Fish River, close to the sea. Near this pool was a ford, which no woman dared to cross without first asking permission from Kora-Xhosa. When any woman tried to cross through the river at the point without observing the ritual, she was immediately held fast by the waters. It was necessary, therefore, that any person noticing the unfortunate position of the woman should propitiate Uqamagusha, Kora-Xhosa, the god of the pool, by making the following acknowledgement and prayer. Qamagu, Tahu, Kosiyam. This woman is offended. She is so-and-so's wife. Let her go, I pray you. The prayer was invariably answered favorably, and the sinner was liberated. This legend still holds the imagination and belief of many. When Nganga died, his mantle fell on Bomela. Bomela is from Ugatyeni, the Gatyeni clan. Bomela was the son of a man called Sotuku, a relative but of the Amanyoabe clan, said to be a branch of the Amangosini. So it's telling you that Amanyoabe are of the same blood as Amangosini, which means they are Kora. But I say to you, Amanyuabe are not just Ngosini, they are more on the wildcat side. Guys, please explain to the people who are asking for the name of the book. Explain what the process is. Let's move. We have another clan here. The Kana. Kana is the chin. Sorry, remember, we did Kanu, which means black chin. Black chin, Kanu. Now, Kana is just a chin. And then you've got the Kwara. The Kwara or the Kora. Amongst Amangosini, these ones are known as Jwakula. Jwaqula. The Amangosini say it in their clan names. Jwaqula, which means come out of Kora. Come out of the Kora people. Jwaqura. Now, an interesting one is these people, Matona. We have them in the Eastern Cape. We call them Maduna. Gubevu. Gubevu. The late Jessica Mbangeni was coming out of this clan. Maduna, Gubevu. Ngabatwa, they are Kora as well. Matona, the May folk, the Matona people. This is why it's important to know this thing. They didn't come from Central Africa, Omaduna. They are the indigenous people of this land. Now, I've counted Omaduna as Kora. I've counted Kulu, I've counted Ngosini, I've counted Gacheni, Amanywabe, I've counted Gwashu, I've counted Otabash, Amampel. Now, when we talk about these things, oh no, we have nothing to do with Amalao, Tina. This is not Amalao, Baba. This is Abantu Betu, Baba. That's why I was showing you those pictures in the first place. That's why I was showing you these pictures in the first place, to see that when we talk about Kora, who do you think we're talking about when we talk about Kora? Tell me you don't recognize these faces. Tell me now what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm don't. South African English. You see, when you see these faces, you know exactly what no matter what, these are our people. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And you find nowadays there's a new delusion now that labels our people as coming from Asia. But you can clearly see, Manoria, these people are South African through and through. Through and through. This is a man from Eastern Cape, from Eastern Cape, straight. Even this one from Eastern Cape, both of them are from Eastern Cape. When we tell you that the Batlokwa are also Kora, this is a Tlokwa person. Tlokwa. Kimutlokwa Eastern Cape. No, the Tlokwa from Gauteng. Hey, Baba, we are not playing here. This is a Tlokwa person from Eastern Cape. This is a Tlokwa person from Eastern Cape as well. All these men are from Eastern Cape. No, this is also from Eastern Cape, man. Oh, this one is from the Karoo, Northern Cape. Free State. This is a Kora person. The Kora we're talking about. This is how Kora people look. This is a Kora man from Free State. Play games here. So I've explained this. No, I didn't say. Guys, I didn't say Botswana from Eastern Cape. I'm saying the people in the pictures are from Eastern Cape. That's what I said. The people in the picture. You can't remember. I can't tell you your history, guys. You must know your history from your father. Your father must tell you who you are, not me. Now I'm telling you the people in the pictures. Okay. Now we've got another group of people. These ones, they lived along the Kharib River. Someone was asking, who lived along the... No, many people lived there, but now we're discussing the Kora. Their name is Nusana, Amangusa. Now, Ukungusa in isiXhosa means to be next to something. Like Ungusulwandle, Ukugudla. So, Nqeikwa or Nusan, these are the people who live next to or north of the Kharib. You've got the Nqeis, the Black Clan. Nqeis is the Black Clan. The Black Clan. You've got the Gqirha or Gqirha Clan. Gqirha Qeis, Gqirha. This is Gqirha, the Xhosa word, Igqirha. Basically, Amagqirha. That's what this word means. The Dovenars. the sorcerers, amagqirha. You've got the Khamqwaqwa. Khamqwaqwa. These are the right-hand people. And then these ones are people who had, these are just the Africans' names. They didn't get, the authors didn't get their true names. Let's pass. You've got other groups like the Thabo Khaoqis, the Gqubisi, and the Xuli. And then you've got the Ngam Qeikwa. Ngam Qeikwa. Ngam. What is Ngam? Sischama. Do you know Isichama ngesiZulu? Do you know what Isichama is? This is Isichama. The people who wear Isichama. The Ngam Qeikwa. The Karos Hebers or the Karos Drachers. The cloak wearing clan. The people who wear Isichama. Ngam Qeikwa. And then you've got the Khamaqwaqwa. Khama. Ikhama, guys. It's an animal. The harpies. Khamaqwaqwa. Or Khama. The harpies people. Xhosa. Xhosa. Also called the cutters. Khao is to cut, remember. Khao is to cut, I mentioned. The cutting people, the snares. Amaxhosa your snare. The snares, vaya snare abo. Qurinkwaqis or Qurimaqis. Qurinkwaqis or Qurimaqis. The high standing people. Quri is the same as Tulu, Pezulu. Quru or Quri is Tulu, Pezulu. Indeed, Hucha standards or boss standards, the high standards. Now you've got Uwaqwa, Qais, Uwaqwa, Xokwa, Xokwa, Xokwa. This is the Kora version of Baxokwa, the wild cat people. Xwa is the wild cat, or Xwe is the wild cat. This is why in the Eastern Cape we have a place called Ngwenqa. Ngwenqa, the cat refer. It's Ngwenqa. Ngwe is the cat. Xa, it's waters that are flowing. So this is Xokwa, Xwa, wild cat, Kwa, Qais. Qais, remember, it's a clan, wild cat clan. Those who have African surnames, they are called the Kats. Some of the colored people from this clan, those who became colored or who are labeled as colored, are Kats. Those who are labeled as Msuthu are Xokwa. Kats, Xokwa or Xokwa. And then we've got Tshwana. Tshwana. Same thing as these ones. Same thing. Literally same thing. Cat people. Tshwa, remember, is the wild cat. Now you've got the Ngumtena. Ngumtena, the wild, the bitter bush, basically. Ngumtena, bitter boss people. Gaut amaqais, not bitter people. Then you got the Tswa Qina. Tswa Qina. Just to finish up, this is another version of the Qulu. Ute is a springbok as well. And then we've got Khani. Khani. This is it Gao? No. Khani, it's Inwadi or Nwadi. These are the Nwadi people, or let in Kora. And then we've got other groups here like Kamsakwa. Kamsakwa simply means those who prepare the skin. Abasugayo. Ngwisin spider people. Or Skau. Ngwisin Skau. Let's see how many are left because I don't have much time. And then you've got Gauteng. Gauteng. These are the Thai-Bosch people. These are the Thai-Bosch people. Many are also African speakers today. Xhosa. Remember now, amongst the Ngosini, you have a group known as Amangangana. This is the name Ngangan. Xhosa. What does it mean? Arm or hand? Arm people. Arm people. Xhosa. Xhosa. Ukuxhaga or kunqanga izandla. And then you've got your Dosin people. Dosin people. We know Dosin is the zebra from the word idosi. You know, Pekicele is also called Ndosi. This is the same word, Dosi. Kwagga people. Kwagga is another name for another type of zebra. Ikwagga. And then we've got Kwabin. These are the people of the knee, Omadolo. I think it's a bend in a river. And then we've got Karoken. Karoken. It's basically like a string of leather. And then these are the groups of names that you'll find, like Ngusan, near dwelling people. You see, Ngusa is near, to be nearby. In isiXhosa, it's Ngusa, Amangusa, those who are nearby. And then you've got Khosan, Khou, south of the river. North of the Harib River, south of the... Let me block this bastard. Yes, that's one. Yeah, Kacheni farmer, you are blocked. You are an idiot. So dumb. Ngusan, near the river. Khosan, south of the river. Kusa Kaikwa. Kusa. Now, Kusa, it's a Xhosa word that we use when people are moving in all different directions and moving afar. Kusa. Kusa Kaikwa. This means far people. Ngusa means near people. Amangusa. Hey, sometimes black people are so dumb, man. I don't understand. Why can't you just shut up and listen if you don't know what's being discussed? Why do you have to do something stupid? What's wrong? Why can't our people just grow? It's 2026. Want to behave like a 13-year-old child at 22:41. And then you've got Enikwa. Enikwa. These are the river people. Eni. River. Kwa. People. So, people were asking me now about Gacheni. I mentioned Gacheni. They are of the same bloodline as Ngosini, which means they are Kora. I also mentioned Bang. Now, I will show you something in Kora. A word. I'll show you a word. Elephant. You see, there's a word similar to this, basically. Tsililikwa. Or sometimes it's ililibe. It's nchilibe, yabo. It's a plant. It's known as the elephant foot plant, yabo. So that is Amanchilibe. Amanchilibe, the Bango people, the people of the president of Botswana. Ama Ngosini, Amanywabe, the Gacheni people, Ondondela, and Amaduna, and Amampehle Otabash. Clearly, they are all Kora, these people. And there's more, of course. There's more, but it's the one I mentioned today. They are all Kora peoples. They are all Kora peoples. So, now Kora people are not from Eastern Cape. They are not from, they are from all over South Africa. You find a lot of them in Eastern Cape, KZN. You find a lot of them in Northern Cape. You find a lot of them in Free State as well, you know. Even Lesotho, even as far as Lesotho. But, yeah. I thought I should mention that for those people who are asking, Kora is written here. It's written here. Here it is. This is Kora. This is Kora. You could put a K even between the O. You could put a K. If you put a K between the O and the exclamation mark, it's still Kora as well. Exclamation mark is Q, is the Q sound, the click. Let me show you how clicks are written. We write clicks using the International Phonetic Alphabet called the IPA. The IPA. Yeah, that's Kora right there. Yes, that's Kora. Or you can put the Kora plus the exclamation mark at the beginning. It's all the same. It's Kora. It's a name of an ancestor, by the way. One of their oldest ancestor called Kora. Yes, that's how I write it. That's how I personally write it. Now, there's if you see, you can always come and learn about click consonants. This is why people who joined my class, like, you see, there's a person called Mahadebe there. That's one of the students in my classes. Mahadebe, you're supposed to already know these things. There's no way you're supposed to know these things. You see, these are all notation symbols for click sounds. So this is the kissing click. This is called the bilabial implosive click. That's the sound. So someone was talking about eduma and bomoi. Now, if you knew anything about bomoi, I was going to tell you what bomoi is. One of the ancestors of the Tembu people is called bomoi, but I will tell you just now. Bomoi is a Kwingkia word. Bomoi is a Kwingkia word. It means a stick, a bush, a tree. That is what bomoi is. But in Kwingkia now, you will find bomoi. You'll find bomoi is pronounced with the click sound, one of the oldest click sounds. You will see just now. Now the crazy thing, they'll say bomoi is the son of Ntongagaz, which means long stick as well. I'll show you something just now. Just give me a minute. I need to charge my phone before it dies. Now, if you look here, this is Kwingkia now, what they call Bushman. This is the kissing sound. This letter here, or notation, is omoi, or umoi. It's a tree, it's a wood, it's a stick. Sometimes, in some dialects, it's going to be pronounced as obo. Sometimes it's going to be pronounced as o. Sometimes it's going to be pronounced as opo. Sometimes it's going to be osi. But it's basically omoi. Omoi, that's what bomoi is. Remember, I also spoke about a cat being ngwa. Now, in Kwingkia, it's not ngwa, it's ngwa. If you look here, it's ngwa. Ngwa. It's a cat. Ngwo. This is just telling you what language this is. This is also telling you what language this is. You also have ngwa, a wild cat. Ingwa in Siswati. And in isiXhosa, it would be ngwe. In Sizulu, it's kwabe. Kwabe. That's the wild cat. In Sisuthu, for the caracal, they use kwabi. Kwabi. Understand? So pomoi, that's what it is. Omoi, it's a stick. A stick from a tree. It's this click right here. This bilabial click. This one here is what we write as C. Like echa or icha. That's the click. Caca, coca, cuca. Caca means to be clear. Caca means to be clear. Cece is I think it's a grandmother. Cici is a earring. Coca is to clean. Cuca, You see, if you drank a laxative and you have a sensation that you want to fart, and then you release it. You release it, and then you realize you didn't just fart, you released something there. We call that uca, ukucuca. Ukucuca. When you are washing clothes with your own hands, that action is known as cikita. Cikita. The little finger is known as cikane or cikitane. This is the click right here. This one is the one that's written as X. Xoxa. Xoxa, to discuss something. Uta, to grab something from someone. To confiscate something. Uta. Kamfu also means to confiscate, to grab vehemently. Kwita, to pluck something out. It's this sound. Kam, the monitor lizard. Kaba, to block something. It's this click. This one now, it's a palatal click. In South African Nguni languages, it's been reduced to this sound or this sound most of the time. For example, I showed you the clan name Gwashu. It's in this click. I'll show you just now. The clan name Gwashu, it's in this click. If you look here, you will see Gwas. Gwas Qais. Gwas Qais. This click is Gwas. Just like here, Ojo. Ojo. Now, I've heard people use this notation in the past, but it survives as a speech impediment now for Xhosa speaking people. So those who don't know how to say, they'll say as a speech impediment. So it doesn't survive individually on its own, but it survives as a speech problem. They will say, for example, an egg, instead of saying iqanda, they'll say iqanda. That's the click right there. And then this one is qaqamba, qabela, ugqwala, qina, umnqayi. That's the click. So, for example, words like qanda, words like qiqa, qiquqonde, it's written like this. Now, you can learn about this. It's actually here, it's online, it's free. But if you want to learn in a deeper sense, you just have to inbox me and then I'm going to teach you. I run a program. Some of the people who are in the program are here in the comments right now. You see, for example, you can read things like this when you know how notation works. You could literally read things like this. There are many different clicks here that you can find in many different languages. Even in East Africa, amongst the Hadzabe and Sandaweki speakers, you'll find some click words there. You'll find some click words. I'm trying to find examples of click words. It's fine. I'll read from the dictionary. Oh, maybe we could use this. See, they're showing you some words in Kwadi, the number of clicks in the languages. For example, in Dahalo, you've got one click left. In Sesotho and Swati, you've got one click left. In Fue and Kiriku, you've got one click left. In Kwadi, there's 3 clicks left. Sandawe, Hadza, Xhosa and Zulu, there's 3 clicks. In Gitrekwi, there's 3 to 4 clicks. In Ora, Kwekwe Yeyi, Jungwansi, you've got 4 clicks. In Ekoka Kung, usually spoken in Angola, you've got 4 clicks. Now, this is Kwingkia now. See now, this is Kwingkia. In Kwa, Kwingkia. In Ngu, Kwingkia. In Kam, Kwingkia. And Takan, which is Kho. You've got 5 clicks. This is proper clicks now. This is the kind of stuff that I deal with. You see? And then in Kung, from Grootfontein, you also have 5 clicks. Damin, you also have 5 clicks. You see? Now, these clicks, it doesn't mean there's only 5 sounds. You could have so many different combinations that you've got like 500 different, hundreds and hundreds of different combinations. But these are the primary sounds. So, There's a system behind this way of speaking. It's not just a random way of speaking. No, I don't think Damin is not Damakwa. It's not, because that one is Daman, which in Eastern Cape we call Ndamane. In Eastern Cape we call that Ndamane. We are born. So now, someone was saying this one time, oh, we're Xhosa people in there. Were there Xhosa people in the, what is this? In the Western Cape? Guys, we need to let go of European nonsense. Like, if we are serious about freeing ourselves, we really have to let go of it. Because if you look here, this is literally the same area, man. That's why you've got this group of people here. You also have them here. How did these people move from here to here? Clearly, they had to have moved between here or this side, which would mean they are also here. Same thing here. These are the Kuke, which I can promise you they are Bakwena today, most of them. You have the Kau, who are most likely Baputi. There's also more that is not included here, like the Kwai, who are Baputi as well. The Gange, who are Baputi, and Pondomise, and Tembu. You've got the Ngqunqe. The Ngqunqe are your Khoemana today. Kora, Khri are also your Khriqwa, many of whom ended up moving here and mixing with Tamampondo as well. You've got your Kham, but Kham, it's not just here, it's here all the way to this side, Wherever you have the Karu, so-called Karu, which means hard land. Wherever you have the hard land, you've got Amakwama. In Eastern Cape, we know them. Osukwini, Okwama, the Tram, the Sonkwa. Others moved through this side, to the Tembu lands, to the Tembu side. That's why about Tenjini you've got Amakoma, Omtwa Osiko, Ogqele Gqobeni, Ochananatu. They will tell you straight. And some Amakoma have come back this side to re-establish their relations with your Omani. But the Tembu themselves, including the Kudeni Tembus, themselves have an old history with the Kwingkia speaking Kham. So when we talk about Kora, you can clearly see you have your Kora in the Northern Cape. You have your Kora here, this side. You have your Kora in the Free State. You have your Kora in the Northern Cape, in the Free State, in the Msuthu, and Eastern Cape as well as. And maybe we need to update the maps as well and these illustrations, because these things are just outdated, man. They need new info, these people. We need to feed them new information. We need to feed them new information. So my people, it's important that we understand that right now is not a time for us to be told. It's not a time for us to be told. No, see, you must inbox me. Now imagine, I'm saying it's going to cost you 5,000. Just imagine that right here on the live. It's going to cost you 5,000 for me to do. It doesn't make sense. You have to inbox me if you're really serious. And I'm not going to ask you again. I'm not going to go and look for you. Remember, you're the one who wants the information. So yeah, my people, I'm going to stop there. It's going to be 11 p.m. I'm going to try and go on live again tomorrow. People are like, no, please do Abatembu. I will do Abatembu, but today I'm not feeling... it's going to take very long for me to finish that. So I don't have as much energy today. But tomorrow I can do Abatembu. This is another map that I like. It starts from Copperberg in Namakwaland, goes all the way to the False Bay, Riviersonderend, Solendam, Grootbrak, goes all the way in the Seerveld. It passes in Nweba, Umaxelexwa. This is Umaxelexwa, by the way. This was there were Xhosa people here long time ago. And here, your Xhosas as well. Here. This is Dobowa in its Xhosa. Dobowa. Then you've got Maxelexwa, this river. You've got Nweba. You've got Xhosa. You've got Nquba. Eh? The Europeans hate it when we use the real names of these places, which shows you how powerful our languages are. They hate it. Why are you changing names? Nigga, this is not Great Fish. This is Nquba. This is not Bushmans. This is Xhosa. This is not Sunday's River. This is Nweba. This is not Khamtos River. It's Xelexwa. Khamtos is the people, the clan, Amagamcha. The river is Xelexwa. The people who live are Gamcha. So they like it when they are the ones who get to change the names of places. When we return the names, no, it's Kharib. It's not Kharib. It's Garib. No Garib. I know it's Kharib. It's modern. No, it's Ngwash. It's Gwash. It's not modern. It's Gwash. It's Riet. It's not Riet. They do this all the bloody time. So that's why you guys must learn the names of these places. You must learn the names of these places. I'll give you an example. Here, you've got the Riviersonderend. No, it's Riviersonderend. The great history of the Dutch settlers. This is not Riviersonderend. This is Kama Kanangam. Kama Kanangam. Oh, it sounds difficult. No, it doesn't, actually. Kama is water. Amakam. Kanangam means without end. Amakam angenangam. Or amakanangam. Water without end. Riviersonderend. The river without an end. They just translated that name. Kama Kanangam. I will start making videos once again about name places, and you guys, you must adapt those names. Another one here, they call it Kamdebo. No, this is Kham Doboa. Kham Doboa. Kham is green. Doboa, it's a hole, a valley, the green valley. This is why I support the name Gqeberha. It's proper. That's a proper name right there. That's a proper name. We must stay with weird names like Table Bay. It's Saint Helena. Who the hell is Saint Helena? Who the hell is that? False Bay. It's not False Bay. Always had names before Europeans arrived. And even this, it's Karu. Karu. Not Karu. It's Karu. Karu, which means hard. It means hard land. The land is hard. My people, if you need anything from me, please inbox me. If you need to buy books from me, let me know. If you need me to do something, interpretation, whatever, but I charge. I don't want you to be deceived and think, oh, this guy is going to donate his time for me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to donate time. I'm not going to give you anything for free. I can, if you're willing. Because here's the thing. You must be willing to put your money where your mouth is. I can get you some nice books, get you started, get you sorted. Other than that, you don't even have to waste your time and buy stuff. Just watch my videos. If you know you're not going to read the books, just watch the videos on YouTube until you are ready to actually learn. But to learn is going to take effort. You need to exert effort. Camagu. Xhosa. Ndiyacamagusha ke xa ndisitsho ndithi ngabe Xhosa kubele kube Camagu. Xa ndicamca ke kanjalo. Xa ndicamca kanjalo. I'm gonna close now. Ndiyacamagusha ke. Kwiinkosi zam amatshawe, otshiwo, omdange, ongconde, otogu, omalangana, inkosi yamntu. Kuthiwa zinto zakulo sigodla nazemazendala zingale ndleleni yazini kunyembelekile. Camagushe ke kungqika, camagushe kumlawo, camagushe urharhabe, ukutsolo bentonga. singakanamagwayi wasembo singasiyaya mhla singasiyi mhla sisiya sambatha zimfutshane kanti zomlingana usibala mdaka nguzamazama ilizwe lizamazame kurharhabe